What if the world's most powerful fashion empire never spoke? No flashy ads, no celebrity endorsements, no interviews from its billionaire founder. And yet, ZARA became the biggest fast fashion brand on earth. The secret? A mysterious war room in Spain, a control center so efficient it rewrote the rules of fashion. This is the hidden story of ZARA and the silent empire that conquered the world. Walk through any mall from Shanghai to Sao Paulo and you'll see it, ZARA. Its stores dominate prime real estate. Its clothing rotates at breakneck speed. But what you won't see is advertising. Unlike H&M, Uniqlo, or Gap, ZARA barely spends a dime on marketing. No glossy magazine spreads, no big budget commercials, no screaming campaigns. Even its founder, Amancio Ortega, is practically invisible. Once ranked the richest man in the world, Ortega has given fewer interviews than some reclusive dictators. He doesn't do speeches. He avoids cameras. He even eats lunch in the company cafeteria with his workers. This is not an accident. Silence is strategy. By avoiding publicity, Ortega turned himself and ZARA into a myth. A company with no face, no voice, but unstoppable presence. And in today's world, where brands pay billions just to be heard, ZARA proved that silence can sometimes scream the loudest. Historically, fashion houses like Dior, Chanel, or Armani thrived on image. They created elaborate shows, luxury ad campaigns, and celebrity endorsements. They sold a dream before they sold a product. ZARA flipped that script. It didn't speak to customers. It simply delivered what they already wanted faster than anyone else. At the heart of this empire lies something few outsiders have ever seen. ZARA's War Room, a sprawling command center in Arteixo, Spain, where data, design, and decisions converge. Imagine a situation room like in politics, giant screens, constant streams of information, teams of experts working in real time. But instead of tracking global crises, ZARA tracks clothing. From this room, executives and designers watch sales across the globe. Every purchase, every return, every size sold, it all streams back to headquarters. If skinny jeans stop selling in Madrid, they'll know within hours if a new blouse sells out in Tokyo. Factories in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco can begin reproducing it immediately. This system eliminates guesswork. ZARA doesn't wait to see if a trend lasts. They chase it as it happens. One story says that when Kate Middleton wore a blue dress to an event, ZARA had its own version on shelves in under 2 weeks. By the time tabloids were still analyzing her outfit, shoppers were already buying it at the mall. Inside the war room, there are no long debates. No 6-month predictions like traditional fashion houses. Only speed, only reaction, only the ruthless logic of real-time retail. For centuries, fashion followed the same rhythm, 2 seasons a year. Designers sketched, factories produced, retailers stocked. It took 6 months for new styles to hit stores. ZARA shattered that timeline. Their cycle? Just 2 weeks. If a celebrity wore something on a Monday, ZARA could have a version hanging in stores by Friday. If customers rejected a style, it disappeared in weeks, not seasons. Every store became a testing lab. Every shopper became a data point. The result? A constant sense of urgency. Shoppers learned that if they didn't buy now, the item would vanish forever. And it wasn't just a trick. ZARA rarely restocks. Once it's gone, it's gone. This engineered scarcity created an addictive cycle. Customers returned more often, scanning racks for the new drop. ZARA didn't just sell clothes, they sold fear of missing out. And FOMO is one of the most powerful marketing tools in the world. Consider a shopper in London. She sees a red blazer she likes but hesitates. By the next week, it's gone. The lesson is burned into memory. Next time, buy immediately. That story repeats millions of times in millions of shoppers around the globe. Behind all of this is Amancio Ortega. Born in 1936 in rural Spain, Ortega started as a shirt maker's apprentice. He didn't finish high school. He didn't come from wealth. But he understood one thing: control everything. In the 1960s, Ortega founded his first business, Confecciones Goa, which made quilted bathrobes. He learned that margins were tight, supply chains unreliable, and middlemen ate profits. The answer was simple: cut out the middlemen. When he founded ZARA's parent company, Inditex, Ortega built a model no one else dared attempt: design, production, logistics, retail, all under one roof. Competitors outsourced to Asia. ZARA kept factories close, in Spain, Portugal, Morocco. That proximity meant speed. That control meant flexibility. And Ortega himself. He stayed in the shadows. Employees say he refused to put his name on company buildings. He dressed simply, in the same blue blazer every day. He lived quietly in Galicia, away from the spotlight. In fact, Ortega was so private that many Spaniards didn't even know what he looked like until he appeared on a rich list decades later. While rivals obsessed over image, Ortega obsessed over infrastructure. The invisible billionaire built an empire on invisibility itself. But silence has its costs. ZARA's speed-driven model created an industry of disposability. Every week, stores receive new shipments. Every week, old items vanish. For customers, it's thrilling. For the planet, devastating. Mountains of unsold clothes burned or buried, factories pushing workers to their limits, an endless cycle of production and waste. Critics call it the McDonald's of fashion: cheap, fast, addictive, unsustainable. ZARA has faced accusations of poor labor conditions, questionable supply chains, and devastating environmental impact. In 2011, Brazilian authorities accused one of ZARA's suppliers of using sweatshop labor. In 2017, shoppers found hidden notes in clothing tags, alleged cries for help from workers. Each scandal faded quickly, but they left shadows on the brand's glossy reputation. And yet, they almost never respond. No press conferences, no defensive campaigns. Silence, again, is the strategy. It's a strategy that protects the brand image. After all, when you never speak, you can never say the wrong thing. But it also raises the question: can an empire built on speed and silence survive an age of transparency, where every scandal spreads instantly on social media? Love it or hate it, ZARA changed fashion forever. Brands from H&M to Shine have scrambled to replicate its speed, its war room efficiency, its scarcity playbook. Shine in particular has taken ZARA's model to the extreme, producing thousands of new styles every day, powered by algorithms and hyper-cheap labor. But critics argue that Shine's chaos is less efficient, less controlled, and more reckless than ZARA's tightly run machine. Because ZARA's true weapon wasn't just speed, it was silence. Silence that made every store feel urgent. Silence that kept competitors guessing. Silence that let the war room speak louder than any advertisement ever could. And this strategy built more than sales. It built a kind of mythology. The idea that ZARA isn't just a brand, it's a force of nature, a silent current moving the entire fashion industry forward, whether we like it or not. ZARA's war room remains one of retail's most closely guarded secrets, but its influence is everywhere. From the clothes in your closet to the way you shop without even realizing it, the echo of ZARA's silence surrounds us. And maybe that's the final lesson. You don't need noise to dominate. You just need control. Because in the end, silence is the loudest strategy of all.